Welcome back to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching on YouTube, Apple, or Spotify, whatever platform, this is a video as well, so you can whack on the video if you enjoy watching me speak as well, rather than just listening to me. What I do, I have a deal for you today before we rip into the podcast on how to get over a breakup. I've got a deal of you liking this video. Now, the deal is like it right now, and by the end of this video, if you do not enjoy it, go back and unlike it because you didn't get the value from it, okay? So I'm asking you for payment up front of a like of this video, and if you don't like it, at the end, you get a refund by unliking it, okay? So go do that. 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Allows me to reach more people, help more people. Let's rock and roll straight into the video. We're going to be going through how to overcome a breakup because I've had a lot of people ask me this very question. I thought I'd just jump on here and go a little bit deeper into it rather than just giving sort of 30-second answers on Instagram, okay? So, guys, first things first is you want to learn how to balance perceptions, all right? So I'd go through this. There's a YouTube video on this. My content, I do this. I teach you how to do this step by step, but we're just going to go sort of big picture for the video, is you want to see how things are serving you. You've probably heard a quote along the lines of life is happening for you, not to you. Everything is on the way, not in the way, and versions of that. It's easy to hear that, but sometimes it can be challenging to apply it. And I'm the same as well. Sometimes I still get triggered. Sometimes I still blame. Sometimes I don't see how I can be grateful for whatever's happening. So it does take time, and it's like a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger you get at it. So you want to be able to see how is this breakup actually serving you, because you actually get in life exactly what you asked for. So if you ask for a beautiful relationship, you're not just going to be given a beautiful relationship. You're going to be presented with people and circumstances to teach you lessons and give you the skill set that requires you to have and maintain a beautiful relationship, which will probably entail attracting partners into your life that treat you poorly to teach you how to set boundaries, or to treat you poorly to teach you self-worth. And until you learn the lesson that life is presenting you, you will continue to repeat that lesson. So the key is you want to ask questions that are serving you and helping you dissolve the problem. And I use the word dissolve deliberately because the only problem we have is the perception that there is one. Because life is not a problem, it's just giving you opportunities to grow. So just reframing things like that helps a lot. Instead of saying I have a problem, it's just I've been presented with an opportunity to grow. So the best way to get through this, guys, say you've broken up with someone's left you, someone's hurt you, is to learn to see how it served you. What has it taught you? What lessons? What boundaries? Has it taught you how to stand up for yourself? Were there red flags early in the relationship that you felt and you noticed, but you didn't address them and you didn't put boundaries in place? Has that taught you to do that for the next relationship? Has it taught you to be a little bit more due diligent before picking a partner? Like, some people that I hear is crazy. Like, they meet this one person for one date or something, and then they get together, then they start planning their wedding together when they haven't had the tough conversations around, do they want kids long term? What are their non-negotiables in life? What are their goals financially? What do they want to do with their life in terms of their relationship? The non-negotiable, bigger, hairier questions, they haven't been addressed yet. So being able to have that at the front, at the start of the relationship or early on in the relationship, is really powerful. So have you just learned the importance of doing that? And you can keep going and keep going and keep going and find just as many benefits to the negatives. And let's talk about being hurt. Some people feel hurt from a relationship, from a breakup. When you go to the gym, what gives you more growth? The reps that are easy or the reps that are painful? It's the reps that are painful. So generally when you go through the most amount of pain is when you get the most amount of growth. But you got to make sure that you manage the perception you place on that. There's a great book. It's actually right in front of me. It's called Man's Search for Meaning. Went through Viktor Frankl, a concentration camp. His brother, father, mother, and sister were all killed in a concentration camp. He was in and out of different concentration camps for 3 years. If you got a piece of bread to eat for 4 days, if someone dropped dead next to you, you keep walking and you don't bat an eye about it. It's very well documented what happened in there. He came out the other side with gratitude, meaning, and inspiration to give back to the world. How did he do that? He was able to control the meaning that which he placed on the events that he would go through. Because the only difference between something that makes you and something that breaks you is the meaning you place upon it. But by seeing tangibly, how has that served you? What has that taught you? How has that made you stronger? What lessons have you learned? How has this helped you grow? How is this helping you fulfill your purpose in life? How is this helping you fulfill your mission in life? By asking those really powerful questions, you're able to move the needle to flip it from something that was hurtful to something that you're grateful for. And until you can say you're truly grateful for what you've gone through, you haven't dissolved it and you haven't let go of it. Now, this applies to more things than just breakups. This is just the topic we're talking about today, but I hope you can understand what I'm going through. You've probably experienced hindsight before. Hindsight, I think the definition along the lines of becoming aware of what the lessons or why something happened after the event itself. So you go through something and then a week, a day, a week, a month, a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years later, the penny drops and you're like, oh my God, I realized why that happened. I'm so grateful that it happened. I'm so happy this happened to teach me this lesson. What's stopping you from bringing those 5 years into 5 seconds? It's by controlling the meaning, controlling the perception that you have on the event, on life as a whole. So once you've done that, once you've regulated, taking some time to process, whether it's meditation, taking some time for yourself, going in nature, bit of breath work, whatever it may be. Regulate yourself, then find the meaning, find the lessons, find the growth within whatever it is that you're going through. The next step from there, what do you want to do about it? Is this person someone you want to get back with? Do you want to get back with this person? Is that a goal of yours? You're going to make sure that that's also the goal of the other person, because it takes two to tango. And if you're trying to live a life based on someone else's inability to do something or not wanting to do something, then I might get this quote wrong, but it's the pursuit of the unachievable and the avoidance of the unavoidable is the cause of suffering. So if you're trying to chase someone that never wants to be with you, you're just going to suffer. So you want to get on the same page, because some people have asked me in this topic, like, okay, well, how do I get closure? And that's going to be my next point, is what do you want to do about it? You want to get back with this person. Well, that's probably worth a conversation with this person and get on the same page. Look, this is what it's taught me. This is what it's helped me with. Thank you for everything we've gone through. This is where I'm going through. I would like to be with you. Is that something you're open to? Is that something you're wanting to do? Okay, you are. Well, let's go through what went wrong. What did we learn from it? And what are our boundaries and expectations moving forward? But if the person doesn't want to get back with you, then it's time to move on. And some people really struggle with this one. I literally had a conversation this week. This is probably why this podcast is front of mind. I had a call with a person, and she was struggling a little bit. She was with someone for about 6 months, and this person just left her, and she had no explanation of it. He wasn't responding to her phone calls. He just ghosted her and disappeared out of nowhere. And they were talking about getting married together, having kids together, and she was very upset about it. And we had this conversation, and we started to get a lot of light bulbs about setting boundaries. There was red flags early into that dating part that she didn't bring up. So there's a lot of lessons and growth there for her. But she's like, but I just want closure. I want closure. I said, okay, let's hypothetically speak right now. Say your partner that you're speaking of, this person, say I strap them to a cannon and I shoot them into the sun. They're gone. That you will never see them again. Are you still going to hold on to that shit for the rest of your life? Because what if you will never see them again? What if it's impossible to have that conversation you're trying to have? Does that mean then you're just going to hold on to it and you're going to suffer because of this? Because it's the judgment and holding on to something. It's drinking poison and hoping your enemy dies. It's the judgment that you keep and what you hold on to that actually affects you. It doesn't affect the other person. So by learning to, okay, worst case scenario, you don't see that person. What's stopping you from letting go? Didn't you just get all these lessons and growth and opportunities to be better from this? What a fucking gift this person has given you. And get back to the point I was saying that you'll continue to repeat lessons until you learn them, is life is presenting you with everything you've actually asked for. If you're asking for a beautiful relationship, you're going to get presented with people that are going to trigger you, to help you heal through your wounds. So you're at a point where you can love yourself enough to love someone else enough to have a beautiful relationship. They're going to push boundaries to force you and teach you the skill of setting boundaries. They're just going to do whatever they need to do, whatever life needs to give you. It's going to give you that to give you the skill set and the awareness and the consciousness to have that very thing at which you asked for. So, and if you don't do it, and I see this so many times, they get into a relationship and it's a fucking shit relationship. They get cheated on, they get abused, they get whatever, abandoned, they get treated really poorly. They blame, take no lessons out of it, get into another relationship, and the same fucking thing happens. And then they break up, blame, Get into another one. Same thing happens. And they just keep repeating that because they're not learning the lesson that life is presenting them with. You're getting what you're asking for. And whether you want to accept that diagnostics or not, it's the truth. If you're wishing for love, you're not going to be presented with love. You're going to get presented with opportunities to give love. If you're wishing for strength, you're not going to be given strength. You're going to be presented with problems to solve that make you stronger. So you're getting what you're asking for. You're wishing for a beautiful, balanced relationship. That's something that I've asked for. I'll share with examples of me. I've asked for a beautiful, balanced relationship, and I've got a beautiful, strong fucking woman that challenges me, calls me out on my bullshit, calls me out on my laziness. She, like, things that I said I'm going to do, I'm going to put on the washing, I'm going to do the dishes, I'm going to do whatever. She's like, I thought you said you were a man in your word. Why haven't you done it? And I could snap back and say, fuck you, whatever. But I've asked for a fair, balanced relationship. I've got exactly that. So you need to learn the lesson. And let me reframe that. You don't need to. If you want a beautiful relationship, you need to learn the lessons life's thrown at you to give you exactly what you need to have that relationship. You don't get in life what you want. You get in life who you are. And you're getting presented the opportunities to become who you want to be, to get what it is that you want. So you will repeat those lessons until you learn what it's trying to teach you. My last point is, this is an awesome little tool that I'll wrap this up with, is energy is never destroyed. It only gets transferred. It's like water. If you heat up long enough, it evaporates, right? Turns to steam. It doesn't disappear. It's just changed form, right? It's gone from water to steam. Like light, I've got like a light in front of me for the lighting of the video, for people that are watching the video. It's like the heat, and I don't know the science behind it, but the heat in that transforms it into light, right? So it's just energy changing into a different form. So the energy in life that you're missing. So for example, people go through a breakup that I miss him, I miss her, I miss whatever. So to help you overcome that part, which is a big part of this, is you want to be specific. What specifically is it that you're missing? And this is quite a funny thing, is you'll miss the things that you want or that you enjoyed, but you won't miss the things that you didn't like. Yes, you miss them being really nice to you and really friendly to you, but do you really miss them being rude and gross and annoying to you? Probably not. Probably parts of you do, because you miss their presence. But you want to get clear on what specifically are you missing, because the trait that you're missing is actually already in your life in another form. It might be confidence as an example. So where in your life has confidence shown up in another form? So you break up with someone, and then magically a friend you meet comes into your life, or an old person that you haven't connected with so long magically starts reaching out to you, start connecting with them. Or like this is an example I've done of this, not in a breakup sense, but in a change in form sense. Something I've really lacked in my life is confidence in myself. I really lacked that, self-doubt, anxious, lack of confidence. That was me growing up. It's something I'm still working on to this day, to be transparent with you. And I really lacked that growing up. So my whole upbringing, I would always I was like always friends with the extroverted, confident guy. Every school I went to, I'd just gravitate. I went to 4 different schools growing up, and I always gravitate to the more confident, outgoing person. I got into business. My first business partner, super confident, super assertive, super sort of go-getter. And then we got into business together. And then when we separated from business, I attracted another friend back into my life that I hadn't been connected with for a long time, who shares that same trait. When that friend went away, this is quite funny. This is what blows your mind. My brother, he got a sausage dog. I have a sausage dog too. And he got a dog. And I've got a sausage dog. His name's Dexter. And he's a bit more passive, a bit more placid, a bit more low energy. And my brother's dog, his name's Barney. He's super energetic, super confident. So it's literally divine synchronicity when that person in my life stopped, I guess, being in my life for whatever reason. I attracted Barney into my life, who had that confidence there. So that energy of confidence never left me. It was just showing up in a different form. It's fucking crazy when you start to actually be conscious of what I just mentioned. So if you're thinking, okay, I'm missing this person, what specifically are you missing that you liked? And to balance it out, what's the parts you don't like about that person and that you don't have that anymore? And you'll have it in a different form as well. It's still there. So what specifically are you missing? Is it their love? Is it the annoyance? Is it the confidence? Is it the presence? Is it the warmth? Is it the care? What is it specifically that you're missing? And where is that trait now showing up in your life? It will help you move on from from that person. I hope that helped, guys. Hope you got some value from it. If you did, I hope I earned your investment today of the like of the video. If you haven't already, please like it. It does genuinely help me reach more people, touch more people, and share my message around the world. And if you can do me a massive favor, share this with a friend, send it to a friend that you think will get value from this. And guys, also, I've just released my online mastermind. You get a free month trial. You get my best paid content absolutely free, where I step-by-step help you create a life on your terms. If you're interested in that, I don't believe the website is connected properly, but it's lewishuckstep.com/something. I will fix that up in the future. Go to my Instagram. It's in the link in my profile. You get a month for free. Guys, thank you for being on this podcast. Thank you for listening to me. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.